from Super Videos, back for another reaction to an episode of The Walking Dead. This is my reaction to Season 11, Episode 11, which is called Rogue Elements. Last episode was a very good episode. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, we're getting a lot more Commonwealth. The Reaper story is officially done. Leah is still alive, but I don't think she's gonna come back until maybe later on in Season 11 Part 2. Possibly in the last few episodes, but we're really getting into more Commonwealth, which is great. Last episode was really good. We're beginning to see the resistance, and our survivors are beginning to see a lot more of what's actually going on at Commonwealth and kind of piecing together some of the problems. Rosita found that secret room where the resistance was putting all of those signs. So I'm definitely intrigued to see where that's gonna go. I'm also extremely excited to see what's gonna happen with the Stephanie thing, because Stephanie is gonna be missing in this episode and we're gonna find out what could have happened. I did a video talking about what I think is going on with her and what that situation is like. Obviously that's not confirmed, it's not official, it's just my speculations and piecing together everything that I've seen so far, but I'm definitely intrigued to see what's gonna happen. With that said, let's waste no more time and get right into this reaction. But before we do, as always, smash that like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into this reaction. Oh, so they're officially together. Abraham would have been proud.
You know, I was thinking about you yesterday while I was getting my knife sharpened.
Should I be alarmed here?
No, the
Not yet.
key to my apartment.
Again, Abe would have been proud.
I love you.
Is she really Stephanie though? I still can't tell.
I'm serious. When a woman tells you that she loves you, believe her.
Something feels off. This doesn't feel like The Walking Dead. They should have started with a zombie. Is she not gonna show up? Because she goes missing? Begs the question, did she leave willingly or did someone take her out? Well, you know what I mean. I'm afraid she's gone. She's got a nice place. I mean, in the circumstances that they're living in. Oh, what is she doing? Oh, interesting. This throws off some of our predictions. I'm intrigued.
She says it doesn't look like.
Yeah, I got that one.
Are they censoring her?
We have a statement from his doctors backing up his PTSD claim.
Come on. I don't trust the military doctors any more than I trust the military command. Something.
Connie is asking all the right questions.
Something that he blames Governor Milton for. Something worth confronting her in public over. And they clearly have a reason for suppressing the truth.
That's one interpretation. The other is that Tyler Davis had a mental health crisis, and only one of those interpretations is the facts.
Is Connie gonna kick Pamela out just like she did her uncle before the fall? That would be hilarious. Corruption.
Tyler Davis, does he have a lawyer? What are the charges against him?
Oh. They should bring Saul in as the lawyer. That would be amazing.
What are you doing, detective? What are you doing talking to my client without me present? You sneaky Pete.
She's not there.
Stephanie's officially missing. It's not the real Stephanie. Well, in this case, literally. That is one gory walker. We're officially back to The Walking Dead.
You still see this as your people and my people. I want you to see how this place works because I want you to be a part of it. I mean, I've done fairly well, all things considered. But let's just say I didn't start out on top.
Where you are now?
Hardly. Governor Milton runs the city. But I know how it runs.
Started out at the bottom.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
I proved myself to the Milton family a long time ago.
feel some animosity between
If you're in with the right people,
Lance and Pamela.
guys.
Or I sense,
And one of the
I
things you
should
learn
say.
is that there are two types of people in any organization. On the one hand, you've got the mercenaries. They're in it for the money, whatever psychological itch their position allows them to scratch. And on the other, you have patriots, the true believers, the ones who want to do good. In their hearts, they're there because they believe in the organization.
Is that why I'm here? You want to make a true believer out of me?
I read your file. You're here because you're smart. I think you'll be able to help me deal with this asshole. What you get out of it is up to you.
Which asshole are we talking about? Carol knows how to deal with assholes. We know that.
Drug dealers or smugglers?
We're smugglers, but it's not what you think. This place is not exactly part of the Commonwealth, but they need us and we need them. We use the bodies to make opium for the hospital.
Interesting.
It'll start looking pretty bleak there if we run out.
Told you what was gonna happen.
Very interesting. Obviously, none of this happened in the comics, so it's just a TV only thing, but I'm actually loving it so far. That whole story that they're building. Are we gonna get any subtitles? That would be appreciated.
I brought lasagna.
Oh, so this is Eugene's board.
There's an empty dish.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't make lasagna. People just always have to let you in if you're carrying food.
It's true.
So, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, Eugene? What have you found?
When the CA gave up the search, I decided to investigate Stephanie's disappearance myself.
We can see that. Oh! Yeah, that was the guy! Does he have something to do with what happened to Stephanie?
I got called in to fix a clogged sink.
Do you remember seeing her
Bunch
there?
of baloney.
We done?
For
I
now.
apologize for having troubled you. If there's a better time in which we could talk.
Yeah, I don't trust the guy.
Needless to say, I greeted his story with a great deal of skepticism.
Exactly.
There were no city service carts on the street that night, nor was he wearing any sort of identifying uniform or carrying any tools. I found it very peculiar that the one person I knew was there the night she disappeared happened to have such a flimsy alibi. So I started following him.
Good one, Eugene.
He is most definitely not a plumber.
I'm intrigued.
There's lights on at odd hours when they're ostensibly closed, and while people go in and out with a fair degree of regularity.
Yeah, something is definitely sketchy about this place.
Mastermind of some sort of rope.
Oh, that's Lance. That's gotta be Lance.
The man who filled in for her at the radio room that day told me she gave no notice whatsoever. Such orders could not be falsified or fabricated without direct influence from within the halls of power.
Yep.
Her only hope is for me to expose them before they find her.
Interesting. Some of our predictions was right then. Carol is thinking about her next move. She's orchestrating how she's gonna kill them all. Oh! Mercer! That is crazy. Damn, Mercer is covered in blood.
It's been a month since former Trooper Tyler Davis has been in the hospital under armed guard. What is he being charged with?
That's not one of the questions.
Oh.
Does that have anything to do with the fact that the woman he
Mercer's playing along with the Commonwealth's game.
And he wound up feeling like the military was being manipulated by the politicians.
Yep, that's what it seems like.
And if I were you, I might wonder why I'm out here digging for answers that we both know will never see the light of day.
Interesting. So Mercer is not on the good side yet.
Talk to one of the lieutenants. He's pocketing the money that you give him for raises and needing you to keep quiet about it.
Carol did what she needed to do.
Hornsby! You mother puss bucket!
What? That was such an Abraham thing to say.
Count off his range.
What?
His range, 50 feet, 40 feet, 30 feet.
I'm not good at that.
Just tell me how much time I have.
Dude, I am telling you how much time you have, and you have no time.
Oh! Is he a freaking mercenary?
There they are, that's them.
Uh-oh! This is bad.
I want to know what happened to the man who was in there. You can't be moved without my authorization.
Sorry, but apparently you can't.
Interesting. Oh! Well, damn. I like the resistance. Even though this was unofficial resistance, but still.
Roman Calhoun is exactly who he says he is. He's a plumber at Ruby's.
We should
Been a
believe you
little
why?
Lazy with the paperwork, but they do have a contract.
I still stand behind the theory that he runs that operation.
Oh, sign that. It states you were emotionally
I smell a
distraught
cover-up.
and in a paranoid state following the disappearance of your girlfriend. I'm sorry this didn't lead where you thought it would.
Let's just agree to disagree.
The conspiracy goes deeper than I initially
Dude,
thought.
none of this is
Yup.
happening. Stephanie broke up with you.
Princess,
That's utterly absurd.
Look, I've been
just
thinking,
step aside. He's got it. He's onto it.
But the dude is a plumber. You've got Stephanie's work transfer order. Moving guys literally came and took her furniture. Maybe it's not that complicated.
But the first bit of advice you gave me was when a woman tells you she loves you, believe her.
Yeah, well, when a woman quits her job and moves away without telling you, maybe you should believe that too.
She's got a point, but I still don't believe it. Oh, what does that say? That was too quick. I'm gonna have to screen cap that and see what it says. Oh! Is this part of the resistance that were obviously captured? This episode feels like a spy movie, which is great. Like, I love the diversity in the story so far.
Hey!
Uh-oh.
Told you I heard something.
Was that Stephanie? Oh, it is! And Lance is there. I knew it. What is this all about?
You corroborated Calhoun's bogus alibi. I was certain you were involved with covering up Stephanie's disappearance. But now I realize the depths of my self-delusion. Because Occam's razor should have led me to this conclusion before a well-placed kick to the belly ever did. Who is she? She an undercover agent? A con artist that owes you a favor? Well, she was very convincing. You used her to pull at my heartstrings and to trick me into telling you everything you wanted to know about our communities. Well, it worked. She led me to the train yard where we were captured by you.
So, there's definitely a fake Stephanie now.
I was in East York, the most trusted of the police, so you split off my friends one at a time, thinking I'd break, but I didn't break. Then she led me to the radio room where we were captured again. Oh, you certainly got your money's worth there. I just fell for that one twice. She's the one that told me I could trust you.
Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl!
Eugene is angry. Most angry I've ever seen him.
Everything you wanted. I'm gonna make absolutely certain everybody knows exactly who and what you are.
That is, if you can make it out of this room alive.
Tell him whatever you want. The statement you signed to get out of jail says you were suffering from paranoia. as a result of
Oh,
your
that's why you always have to read what you're signing.
By the way, Stephanie's real name is Shira,
Hmm.
and she hates Iron Maiden. But she genuinely enjoyed your book.
So is Max the real Stephanie that was talking to Eugene? We should stop saying Stephanie. Was Max the one talking to Eugene? Let's just say that. He's burning his book. By the way, I was hella wrong in my last theory video about this. Oh well, we tried to piece it together, or I tried. There were a lot of people who had similar ideas, but we got it way wrong.
Eugene? Are you alright? Eugene, I need to talk to you. This is Blue Weevil to Taterbug. Please, come back.
This is the real Stephanie. It's Max. I should stop saying Stephanie altogether.
Who are you?
Yeah.
It's me. I'm the one you were talking to on the radio.
Yep. And she is most definitely a part of the
I'm not
resistance.
convinced we need to stretch our resources like this.
You and I
Maggie
are
and
sinking boat.
Pamela are finally gonna
So
meet.
Maggie says no. Alexandria is cut off.
Nice.
Remember, they'll always watch you.
Ezekiel's getting his treatment too. Alright, that was my reaction to season 11, episode 11, which was called Rogue Element. A very, very good episode. Again, our theory was way off. Our first theory was the most sane theory, and it ended up being the right one, which is that there's a fake Stephanie and a real Stephanie. But everything we said after about Stephanie, like all of the theories, is pretty much out the window at this point. But it was fun while it lasted, like that whole theory and trying to piece it together. But anyway, this was a very good episode. I loved how many layers to the story there was in this episode. It felt like a spy movie, so it was definitely a good change of pace and a change of kind of what we're used to for The Walking Dead. So I absolutely loved that. But that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to seeing the next episode. We're obviously gonna dive into who Max is and, you know, how much involvement she had, at what point they prevented her from talking to Eugene and the other fake Stephanie, I forgot her real name, but at what point she stepped in. So it's gonna be very interesting to see a bit of kind of reveal about that. And also I'm excited to see how much involvement she has in the resistance, or will have in the resistance. And I'm also extremely intrigued to find out where Mercer is gonna be. I mean, at this point, it looks like he's a true believer, like Lance said, but let's see if that changes. I'm sure Carol is gonna play a part in finally figuring out that there's something off about Lance and kind of working towards getting the team to see the same thing and work together to stop Lance and Pamela while they can. But that's pretty much it for my reaction. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.